Alright, this recording is going to show you how to manually transfer everything from your old Google Drive into your new one. The good news is some of it can be done in bulk. The bad news is some of it's still a little tedious, but with this video it should walk you through exactly how to do it. So, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to open up your Badger email. You're going to log into that. Okay? Once you do that, you're going to go to your drive. And then you can actually select everything. Now, before I do that, if you have any folders, it'll share everything that's in the folders, and we'll have to click on those separate later. But if you want to organize stuff by folders, it will share the entire folder. So you're going to click on this little box up here, which you can see highlights everything in your drive, okay, or at least some of it. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this share here. Now, if you notice on mine, it didn't share everything, so I'm going to have to go add this stuff later. I think it only lets me do so much at a time, but I have a lot more, and you probably will. Click on this share button, a little person with the plus sign. Okay, and then when it loads that up, in the invite people, you're going to type in your new address. So it's your first name, last name, period, last name, at gcj2.k12.wi.us. Okay, now you notice here it has to edit. All right, and that's all you're going to be able to do. So click send. All right, and it says, are you sure you want to share this? You're going to say yes. And you should now see your new one listed here as can edit. Now, even though there's options as owner and stuff, don't get excited about that. It doesn't work if you try it. So just leave it as can edit and then say done. All right, so now all these checked files and folders are going to be shared to your new email. Just to show you the comparison, I already have my other new email opened up in a different browser here. So this is, as you can see up here, my GCJ2 at K12 email. I've got the notification here saying that I've had all these items shared. So if I go to the drive of my new one, so you don't get confused, I'm going to minimize the old. So this is my new one, and you're going to think, oh, look, it's not here. It is, okay? What you're going to do is it's not going to be in my drive because it's not yours yet. It's just shared. So you're going to click shared with me. Now you're going to see it's going to start populating all those things that were shared. And you're also going to notice over here on the right that it has your name from the other Badger email. Okay. Now, because I shared an awful lot, it's going to take a second for it to process here. Once it does, what you're going to want to do is the folders you're going to have to click into. Okay. And you can see these are all the items in your folder. You can click the box will highlight everything in that folder. All right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go to more and you're going to go to make a copy. Now what you're probably wondering is, wait a second, why don't we, under just the shared with me where everything is, click it all, folders and files, and click more, make a copy. Well, guess what? It's not an option. Okay, so you can do individual files or you can do folders, but you can't do files and folders at once. So for this example, I'm going to go back into a folder. I'm going to organize it here by folders so that way I don't get confused. I just simply clicked up here in the title area to do that. I'm going to click on, I'll say my robotics class, whatever. Now, since this is all files, I can select all of them. I'm going to go to more. I'm going to say make a copy. And what it's going to do is it's actually going to make a copy of each one of these files. You can see it saying copying up here and loading. Depending on how your file size, what you've got, it's going to take a few minutes. And you can see it's going to start doing it. Now, the interesting thing is it's making you automatically as an owner of the copy. That's where it says me. Okay, me is with your current GCJ2 at email. Once it goes through all of these, what you're going to really need to do is all the ones that still have your old name as owner, we're going to delete those files. If you don't, you're going to have two copies of everything and you're going to get confused which one you're going to want to be working on. So in this case, let's see, it's not quite done making all my copies yet. And I'm going to wait and be patient with this. Okay, you could exit off and try to do something else, but you're going to see why you want to wait and be patient for a second. If you notice, all the copies are not selected, but all your old original ones are. We want to leave it like that, let it make the copies, because we're going to delete all the selected ones, because we don't want two copies of everything. If you somehow lose track of this, remember the easy thing is if it's me, then that is your new, and if it says your name on it, that's the Badger. You'll notice it says 16 copies are created, so it's now shared. It's complete making the copies from this folder. Again, because I didn't do anything else, I have all the old ones selected. I'm going to click the remove. Okay, now I have all the copies. I am the owner of those, so the entire robotics class folder that I did, I am now the owner of all of these copies. It's going to say copy in front of them. If you want to change that, you can go in each one and do it. I just say kind of who cares if it says copy. Now I'm not done because remember that was only one folder. I'd have to go back to the shared with me, and because I did that robotic class, I'm going to go to the next folder and do that with everything else. Okay, and that's how you're going to make a copy of every one of your files. If you have any questions, let me know, but hopefully this video explains the process to do that. So then the ultimate goal is for you to have in your drive, you will have access to, if I go to the robotics class again, it'll be all me. Okay, again, when I deleted that, I deleted the old shared ones. Do not delete the folder because it's within that folder here that it shares your files. Okay. Yeah, Helen has a good point. If you have folders, which you might not have, which will make your life easier if you don't, again, it makes those copies in the folders. But if you don't have those, so you just have the shared with me, and for example, let's say I do these files here, whatever these are, okay, and I make copies of these. So I'm going to do make a copy. I'm just going to do these like 6 here. And give it a second to do that. Okay, made those 6 copies. You notice it didn't pop up right here. Okay, but it says it's finished. Well, if I go into my drive, there they are. Okay, so they're automatically in my drive. Now I'd have to remember which ones those were to go back in here and delete. So the best practice would be once it says it's copied, click the delete, and then if you go to my drive, that's where your copies are. So again, just a real quick recap. You go to the shared with me. If it's in a folder, you open up the folder, you select everything, you copy it. It's going to make all the copies in that folder. So when you go back to the shared with me, don't get rid of this folder. Okay, you're going to need that. If it's just loose files, it'll automatically transfer them over to your drive. Okay, that should be it. Good luck.